Welcome for SQL tutorial. What is our agenda for these sessions of SQL? Introduction. What is SQL syntax? Actual practices. What is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Also lets you access and manipulate database. SQL is a standard language for storing, manipulating, and retrieving data in databases. In our SQL tutorial, I will teach you how to use SQL in MySQL, SQL Server, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, and other database systems. What can SQL do? SQL can execute queries against a database, can retrieve data from database, insert records in also database, update records, delete records, create new database, can create new tables in a database, create stored procedures in database, create views in a database, can also set permissions on tables, procedures, and views. As we said before, that SQL is also as ANSI/ISO standard. There are different versions of the SQL language. However, to be compliant with the ANSI standard, they all support at least the major commands such as select, update, delete, insert, where in a similar manner. Most of the SQL database programs also have their own proprietary extensions in addition to the SQL standard. Regarding database tables, a database most often contains one or more tables. Each table is identified by a name, for example, suppliers tables, invoices tables, orders tables, and so on. And these tables contain records, rows with data. You can use SQL in your website to build a website that shows data from database. You will need an RDBMS database program, for example MS Access, SQL Server, MySQL, to use server-side scripting language like PHP or ASP, to use SQL to get the data you want, and to use HTML/CSS to style the page. What is the RDBMS? Stands for Relational Database Management System. RDBMS is a basis for SQL and for all modern database systems such as we said before, MS SQL Server, IBM DB2, Oracle System, MySQL, and Microsoft Access. The data in RDBMS is stored in database objects called tables. A table is a collection of related data entries, and it consists of columns and rows. Regarding SQL sequence, as we said, in this tutorial you will know thumbnail syntax, for example, selection, select where, and or not, order by, null values, update, delete, select top, minimum and maximum, count, average, sum, like, in, between, and a lot of SQL syntax. So let's navigate to practice. So let's now do our practice. I'm navigate now to this is tool to write SQL sequences and so on. So let's start by first SQL select. Select statement is used to select data from a database. The data returned is stored in a result table called the result set. So first SQL statement we will try to select. So select what from what? Select the data from a table. If we need to write select what from what? From which table? So if you see in this table is AP suppliers. Any table. You can see here invoice amount, vendor site, for vendor means supplier, what's amount paid, source of this invoice, the invoice date, a lot of data here for this table. So now you are going to select some data from this table. Which data? First you have to know, and what is the table name. So I am going to, if you need to select all, you put asterisk like this from, as we said before, table name. So what is the table name of this table? AB invoices all. AB underscore invoices all. Then run or execute. It will retrieve all of the data. So this is select asterisk. Asterisk means all data from this table. If in case of you need to select a specific row or column, for example, I need to select all invoice number. So instead of this asterisk, I will remove it and I will put the same name here, invoice underscore num. Invoice underscore num. So this retrieve only invoice number column from AB invoices all. So run or execute. It also retrieved it is retrieved only the invoice number column from the same table. So this is the first one, to how to select all data or specific data. So I will come back to retrieve all data. This is all data. Now I'm going to learn the second one is distinct. Select distinct. Select distinct statement is used to return only distinct, different values. Inside a table, a column often contains many duplicates value, and sometimes you only want to list the different or distinct values. So in this case, you have to use select distinct statement. So in the what you or how to write this, this is select. Now second one is select distinct, and as we said, return only distinct or different values. Sometimes in each or in any of one of these columns you can find a duplicate values. For example, set of book ID as a ledger ID, for example invoice currency, vendor ID, so as a duplicate value. So you just need to retrieve or select only different values. So it will retrieve the unique values or the data without any duplicates. How to write it? It's the same. Select distinct which column vendor invoice, I will put invoice number from table. Which table? AB invoices only. It is the same, select asterisk or column 1, column 2 from table. Here I just added distinct before the data or the column, the same from table. Compile, it is retrieved, and you cannot find any duplicates rows because this only retrieve the different values. So this is our, I will put here 1, this is 2. Now we got select, normal syntax, select specific data from table. Second one is select distinct, also from table. Now we are going to learn select where. Where clause is used to filter records. It is used to extract only those records that fulfill a specified condition. For example, if I select all, I will write here select all from our table compile AB invoices all, do this, AB invoices E, just need to add here. Now I am going to put where clause as a condition. So I am going to select all from this table where invoice number is this one, 749. So where, how to write it? You have to write select column 1, column 2, and so on, from table name, which table you are using, where what, where condition. So in this case, as I said before, select what, select all from this table, where what, invoice number equal 749. Let me try to execute invoice none. Let me put a single quote. I just put single quote for this number. So select asterisk from invoice AP invoices all, where what, invoice number is 749. So as you see here, it retrieved only all of the data for only invoice number 749. This is how to write a condition. And so on, you can select for a specific date, for a specific supplier, for a specific amount, specific currency. Select which columns from table where you put condition. You can also select a specific column here, for example vendor ID, comma, invoice number from our table where invoice number equal 749. Compile. It also retrieved only vendor ID, invoice number, where invoice number 749. Go to next. SQL and or not. The where clause can be combined with and, or, and not operations. And or operators are used to filter records based on more than one condition. For example, the AND operator displays a record if all conditions separated by AND are true. But OR operator displays a record if any of the conditions separated by OR is true. For NOT operator displays a record if the condition or conditions is not true. Let's start by AND syntax. And you will again select column 1, 2, 3 from table name where you put condition and the condition here, condition 1, again condition 2 and condition 3. So here select which data, column 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. from table name where condition 1. I need to add again condition. You have to put and condition 2, again condition and condition 3. This is and syntax. Let's try to write. I will select this. What I will do, I will select vendor name, invoice number from AB invoices all, where invoice number 749 and the vendor ID this number. So I write what select column 1, column 2 from table name where first condition the invoice number equal 749 and condition 2 vendor ID equal this number. So hide this, try to execute. It retrieved only the data depends on invoice number is 749 and the vendor ID is this number. So this is AND syntax. Now let's go to OR. As we said, OR operator displays a record if any of the conditions separated by OR is true. I will take the same. You can take here syntax. Let's select OR. Instead of AND, you will put or select column 1, 2, 3 from table name where condition 1 or condition 2 or condition 3. If any one of these conditions is true, this is the operator display a record. Again, I can select this, remove and put OR, and I will put instead of this number which is not there in table, and try to combine. It is retrieved. Why? Because the invoice number is 749 is true, so the data here is shown. And also you can put or third conditions, so the system or the select syntax will check which one of these conditions is true to retrieve data. This is our syntax. What about not? As we said, not operator displays a record if the condition is not true. How to write? Not syntax. You will also select data, column 1, column 2 from table name, where you will put here not condition. Here condition 1 and condition 2 the same or, but instead of and you will put or. For not, before the condition you have to mention not. So I will try to write to check and execute. Select vendor invoice number from AB invoices all, where not invoice number equal 749. Try to execute. If you try to search here by 749, you will not find any invoice with this number. Try to custom. I am going to search invoice number like 749. Okay. There is no for 749 because we said here retrieve these two columns from this table when, for example, an invoice number not equal 749. This is the third syntax for and, or, and not. Let's go to now for a new syntax as order by. Order by keyword is used to sort the result set in ascending or descending order. The order by keyword sorts the records in ascending order by default. By default, ascending order. To sort the records in descending order, use DESC keyword. Now order by syntax. Again select column 1, 2, 3 from table name where or order by column 1, column 2, 3 and so on. We will try to write one query. Select the same vendor invoice number from order by vendor ID. So as we said, order by keyword sorts the record in ascending order by default. In case of you need to sort the record in descending, you have to write this keyword. Execute. It will ascending depends on the vendor ID because we put here order by vendor ID. In case of you need to order by, as we said descending, you have to write descending vendor ID. Here so here after the column, you have to mention as this or ascending, descending. By default it is by ascending. In case of you need descending, you have to mention DESC after your column. Now we are going to another syntax here, insert into statement. Insert is used to insert new records in a table. It's possible to write the insert into statement in two ways. Specify both column names and the value to be inserted. How to write insert syntax? Insert syntax. You are going to insert new records in a table, so you will write insert into a table name. For example, column 1, column 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert what? Values, right? And these values, value 1, value 2, value 3. And so on. So let me try to write insert query. So how to write insert? As we said, insert into AB invoices all, which column, invoice ID, which values, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how to insert into syntax. The next one is null values. Null values. A field with a null value is a field with no value. If a field in a table is optional, it is possible to insert a new record or update a record without adding a value to this field. Then the field will be saved with a null value. A null value is different from a zero value or a field that contains spaces. A field with a null value is one that has been left blank during record creation. It is not possible to test for null values with comparison operations such as equal, more than, not equal than, less than. So you have to use is null and is not null operators instead. For example, you can select columns from table where column 1 is null or is not null. So we try to write a query, select all from AP invoices all, where our column name invoice ID what is null. Try to compile. No data. It means there is no any null data in column invoice ID. In case of I said is not null, it will retrieve all of the data because this column, all of the field is without any null data. So this is comparison or null and the not null syntax. The next one is select or update syntax. Update statement is used to modify the existing records in a table. Instead of insert, you will write update. Update what? Table name. Update table name for which purpose? To set column 1 or 2 or 3 equal value 1, 2, 3. You can also put condition where condition. So you can write update AB invoices all our table, set invoice ID columns equal 1, 2, 3, where our condition vendor ID equal 1, 2, 3. I will hide it. Update table name. Set what? Column equal 1, 2, 3. How many values you are going to update this column in this table? I need to put with a specific condition where in the vendor ID or column, another column or the same column equal 1, 2, 3. This is how to write update statement. The next one is delete. Delete statement is used to delete existing records in a table. So you will delete from table name. Also you can put condition where condition, like delete from AB invoices all, where in AP or in invoice ID equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again to hide this. Delete from table, in which cases where in invoice ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after you execute this query, the system will delete all of the data when the invoice ID column contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After you execute and commit, you will not find any invoice ID with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how to write delete syntax. Another one is select top. Select top close is used to specify the number of records to return. Is it also useful on large tables with thousands of records? Returning a large number of records can impact performance. And also take care that not all database systems support the select top clause. For example, MySQL supports the limit clause to select a limited number of records, while Oracle system uses fetch first, in rows only, and row num. So how to write for this syntax? Again, you will select column from table name where any condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, for example limit number, or fetch first number, or where row num, for example less than number. So this is the ways to how to write the select top close syntax from your database. Another one is SQL minimum maximum functions. Minimum function returns the smallest value of the selected column. Maximum function returns the largest value of the selected column. How to write? Select minimum or maximum between two brackets column name from table name. If you want to put condition, where condition 1 2 3. So I will try to select minimum of invoice amount from AP invoices all, where without any condition. So select minimum invoice amount from AP invoices all, try to execute. It is retrieved the minimum amount of invoice amount column. In case of you want to put any condition, we can put the same condition where invoice number equal 749. The minimum of column invoice amount 770, where in an invoice number 749. Maximum the same, instead of put minimum you will put maximum. I will hide this, try to execute. This is the maximum. With condition I need to remove condition, this without condition. Let's continue for another part video. Thanks for watching.